afternoon, and welcome to the 2019 Veterans Day Assembly. Today, we are joined by local retired military personnel from the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. And Merchant Marine. I ask that you please give your undivided attention to our guests and to our speakers. We will now have the flag raising and the playing of To the Colors by Sam Hauser.
On November 11, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the things from which it has freed us, and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." Then, in 1954, the United States officially designated November 11th as Veterans Day to honor veterans of all U.S. wars. Today, we have assembled to honor all of these amazing men and women behind you. Your service and sacrifice have played a significant role in making America great. And what else makes America great? To me, America is made great by the way our citizens embrace diversity, take advantage of the opportunities given to us, and most importantly, support our troops and veterans. These opportunities would not be readily available without veterans sacrificing much of their lives to America's great cause. When I asked my peers what makes America great, the answers were confident, opportunity, compassion, equality, diversity, creativity. But above all, the most resounding response was freedom. Freedom guaranteed to us by those who served and those who continue to serve. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom to petition or assemble, just to name a few. America is made up of individual people who inspire me every day. From my grandfather, who served in Vietnam, to these men and women, to two of my friends, one already enlisted in the Air Force starting after graduation, and one hoping to attend West Point next fall. Every one of them should stand as a role model to me as they should to you. Heroes, like the men and women behind me, have inspired me to pursue a career in doing what I can to help my country. Personally, I'm going to pursue local and federal law enforcement to assist keeping this country a safe place. As future citizens, with some of us about to apply and attend college, this is the time for us to remember those who served and think about what we can do individually and as a whole to serve this country. This day, I can't help but think of President John F. Kennedy's inaugural address, as he proclaimed, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Our veterans chose not to do for themselves, but for their country. There's no way to thank our veterans for everything they've sacrificed for our freedom, but today we have to try. Thank you to all of our servicemen and women, both past, present, and future. Woo!
I am now pleased to introduce the Commander of the American Legion, Donna Farrell.
Good afternoon, thank you for having me. I'm also kind of representing, well, I am representing also the DFW Post Commander, Larry Brindrett, which many of you usually see up here. He is recovering from being quite ill, and he sends his regards. He loves this ceremony, so I'm going to see him after at Guilford House, and I'll take my regards back to him. I'm going to read what is a veteran. A veteran is a person who fell in love with their country, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. A veteran is a person who is willing to lay down their life for the Statue of Liberty, so that her poor, her huddled masses, for homeless, for tempest-tossed, may breathe free and may enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A veteran is a person who does what they must, in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, for that is the base of all human morality. A veteran is one who puts a lump in their throat when they see their beloved flag. One who will fight to protect our beautiful flag from those who dare to dishonor it. A veteran is one who pays their taxes willingly. I have a question about that. Serves their country honorably and cherishes their freedom passionately. A veteran is one well deserving of our appreciation, our love, and our prayers 365 days a year. The only thing I have to say is I've come across quite a few people this year that have actually contacted me, and they kind of get us mixed up with Memorial Day. Veterans Day is the day to celebrate all veterans, deceased, living, that have served the country. Memorial Day is to honor our deceased. So Veterans Day is not quite the solemn occasion that a lot of people think it might be. I had somebody come up to me and say, well, how can you celebrate this and celebrate that? But Veterans Day is a day to celebrate. I mean, it's a day to, for us, it's kind of like our birthday in a way. And even though we're exhausted, because we've been to so many veterans events in schools and different things like that, but we love it. And thank you for having us here. Just as one extra thing, I would like Craig Semple to come out, and also, I don't think the coach is here, right? He's not here. Is the captain of the football team here today? Can you come down? Last year I kind of started something, and now I'm going to make sure it happens every year. But the American Legion and the VFW would like to give you each a package of hand warmers, body warmers, and everything. It's because I nearly froze last year. out there. So we would like to make sure that you get to keep our football team warm and I hear there's a Veterans Day Friday night.
From the 2007 Daniel Hand graduate, Max Kalfa. The United States of America is the greatest country in the history of the world because of the heroism of its veterans. I'm reminded of the inscription on the Korean War Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., dedicated to the Americans who saved South Korea between 1950 and 1953, on which it is written in large capital letters, "Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend a country they never knew and a people they never met." The United States has defended countless countries in 2 world wars, in addition to South Korea, South Vietnam, Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Some of you seated behind me may have served in these wars, and you deserve the thanks of our nation for the rest of time. Whether volunteers or inductees, our veterans serve the American people regardless of personal opinion. One of history's most famous African-American athletes, champion boxer turned veteran Joe Louis, put it best when he described his desire to serve. When asked during World War II why he was enlisting in the U.S. Armed Forces to fight segregation at home, he responded by saying that there are, quote, "lots of things wrong with America, but Hitler ain't going to fix them." Indeed, the same thing is true today in the Taliban in Afghanistan, who have been fighting against the United States since before most of the people in this room were born. Veterans with physical and psychological wounds continue to return from that 18-year war, yet their cause is mostly forgotten by the nation that sent them. To care about their mission and to push our leadership to ensure that their war is won so they may come home is truly the least we can do as civilians, that we are failing at our simplest obligation. Our veterans embody the spirit of patriotism, and they have no more fitting tribute than our national anthem. In closing, I would like to reflect on the story behind it. The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key in September 1814, during the War of 1812. To set the scene, the British Army had just burned down the White House 3 weeks before, and the British fleet was now advancing on Baltimore, which was guarded by Fort McHenry at the city's harbor. Francis Scott Key was being held prisoner on the deck of one of these British ships. On September 13th, the British fleet launched a massive assault with their heavy guns, opening fire on the fort with hundreds upon hundreds of cannon rounds and rockets. The British were shelling the fort throughout the night, and Key could see the American flag flying over it, illuminated by the light of the explosions of the ferocious barrage. He knew that so long as the flag flew, the soldiers inside were holding out. Complete darkness fell, yet with the outcome of the battle still in doubt, he could no longer see the fort from the deck of the ship. Several hours later, by the dawn's early light, he looked to the fort, and he saw that our flag was still there. They made it, and thanks to our veterans, I know we will always make it too. There will now be a vocal musical selection performing America the Beautiful under the direction of Ron Soja.
I love you.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, forever waves of rain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
Can we get one last round of applause for everybody that performed today? Okay, now I invite everybody to join them for coffee and donuts over there, and then we'll have a little meet and greet. So thank you for joining.